Hi there, today is June 18th, update on Fresno historical Armenian town. As you can see here I'm coming from Ventura, which Miguel wants to turn into Cesar Chavez Boulevard illegally, without even vetting it with the community. Here's our community center, which flies the American flag 365 days a year. So you can never accuse us of not being patriotic and loving this country. And across from there is the Appellate Court, which, the state appellate court, they have all these offices, but barely half of them are used. They also fly the flag 365 days a year as well. This is America, people. This is Fresno history. This is where it all started here, right here in this neighborhood. Okay, long before Copper Creek, Woodward Park, it was everything south of Ventura, Divisadero area, which is the only place where my people could live prior to 1964 Civil Rights Act. So you can see Tom Richards, Penn Star, has put his little containers in here everywhere. Now he's telling our people that he just needs to store them there because he has some projects downtown and has no other place to store them because, of course, you can't store them downtown mall. This is about one of the only open spaces. You can see they still have the weeds. Horrible, isn't it? They have cut this back. I guess all my bitching and moaning and berating the city of Fresno and their clown act, their corrupt clown act, may have worked. But I can tell you, if they don't keep this maintained, you will have a fire here. These weeds here, they're just waiting to go up. So Dyer, if you're watching, this is your town. You're supposed to protect the history and the culture besides the health, safety, and education of your people. So you need to speak up. Okay, so this is N Street going south to Armenia Street, formerly known as Santa Clara. So I'm going to go due west to the bakery and the other corners. And you can see the Armenian sign is up there as well. Now my grandmother, to refresh your memory, lived right there on O Street. They seized her home 47 years ago for the purpose of a freeway. Okay, the law is very specific on eminent domain. When you take property, I'm going to keep educating you people about this. For a specific reason, you have to use it for that. 47 years later, it's still an empty lot. I want my first right of refusal. And every heir over here that had a grandparent or someone that lived here, you are due that right. So here's the historical plot right here that was ordered in 2008, court order to move 5 homes. Karagosian home, the Tarajian home, I've got all their names at home, Jerian home. Here, 2 of those homes were owned by a lovely man named George Berzik, who just loves history. And they were seized under the purpose of creating historical resources. That's the word I'm going to use because that's the court wording, okay? And to be grouped near our historical bakery, which is 100 years old this year, and our church across the street, which is well over 100 years old and has a national historical registration. So these bastards over here, through the Successors Agency, formerly known as the Redevelopment Agency, that had to change its name under former Governor Jerry Brown. They were even too corrupt for him. They put a new name on it and nothing changes. They just slap a new name on. So on September 29th, Miguel Arias gets some money, I'll say it like he says it, money, to his buddy Arambala for affordable housing. At the same time, he got $7 million for Artis America Hispanic Museum. Gave 0 to the African American Museum. And then for us Armenians, illegal affordable housing. Snuck the vote through, and no one dared question it because Marlene Murphy got up there and lied and said these were always meant to be livable. They were shells, you guys. As you know, the fire department report showed that they have no water, no electricity, no insulation, no driveways. It's a historical plot. homes moved here for that reason. So they're in here like little busy little beavers that they are, trying to make it appear to be livable. Now they've just painted this one off spec from its original color, some ugly celery green. These homes were all originally white. They were Queen Anne style. And that's what these bastards have done. See the green color? They installed new windows to appear as if they will pass code. They've also put electrical boxes on them. You can see those too on the side of these houses. All of it's done illegally. So part of that money that they got through Arambala went to Pinstar, who claims he's the owner of it, which he's not, and a despicable character by the name of Scott Anderson. Okay? So the budget was just done this last week for the successors agency and that ugly bitch that's on the drop program, Marlene Murphy, who should have retired years ago. The drop program, for those of you that don't know, is they get their retirement plus they still get their salary. So she's like in her mid-70s, and she's had a reign of terror for over 20 years, not just fouling up Armenian Town, but other projects. Gets up there with her budget, and she shows all these homes under the successors agency that are supposedly under housing now. And what do? They listed 450 M Street. These homes. 3 homes. $662,000 budget for 3 homes. So somebody in the housing industry asked me, how many people can even live in these homes? And I said, well, 2 of the homes are 1,100 square feet. One is about 1,300 square feet. The largest one is in the corner over there. So guess what? They use that money to make these appear to be livable. That's why they're in there right now, making them look like there's something that can be lived in. Whether they'll pass code or not, who knows? But the whole thing has been illegal. And Mr. Richards, if you're listening, you're not welcome in this town. You're from Santa Barbara. You live out there at Minnewawa Ranch. That used to be an Armenian farm. You're not going to come through and turn my neighborhood into a barrios with your little buddy Miguel. Okay? And your other little high-speed rail buddy, Perea Sr. Okay? The gift that keeps giving. Oh, it's never enough money. We need $8 billion more. That's what the high-speed rail is. That's what they're trying to do to this. We need more money. Bitwise, same thing. More money. And that all collapsed too. We all know what happened there. So hopefully they'll keep the color the same on this, the original thing, and not that stupid celery green. I doubt if they even passed that through the Historical Preservation Commission, because they never would have approved that color. No way, no how. And they have a mobile unit there. Some guy's living in there. Some poor black guy that has to work for the man. Bow to them. I kind of give him a bad time, poor guy. He's not a bad person. But it's like, you know, how do you like working for the man? Huh? How does that white dick taste in your mouth? Well, that's what it is. And you, Mr. Anderson, you're not welcome here either. And we don't care which trash you're married to, what Armenian trash you're married to. It makes no difference to us. It does make a difference that you follow the laws and you do not try to harm my history and my culture. Okay? Other than that, you're just a piece of shit, just like anybody else. And your little half-breed kids, we don't care about them either. So get it straight. You have broken the law. You have broken a 2008 court order. And you will not get away with this. These will never be low or high income rentals. They will always be what they were court ordered to be. And that is historical resources. And hopefully Marlene Murphy is indicted for all the embezzlement. And part of that money she got from Arambala went into a fund for the successors agency. About $700,000 went into Cold Canyon Creek, blah, blah, blah. I'd have to look at the 75 pages that Miguel snuck in 2 days before he got it on the city council agenda. So that's it, over and out, you guys. I'm just trying to keep you informed and aware of the laws that are supposed to be protecting you. In a perfect world, we'd have good people down at City Hall, but we don't. We have a bunch of corruption. They took a knife on September 29th, and they took a knife and they went and they stabbed the soul of every Armenian in Central California and on the West Coast when they did this. They ripped our soul open. And do you think they care? Oh, hell no. Hell no. And don't listen to big mouths like that damn Gary Bredefield. Well, I was told the attorney said it was okay. That's not true. The attorney never said it was okay. Okay? Go back and watch the video from 9/29. And the onion is peeling back for these people. You're going to see so much corruption. It's going to make Operation Rezone #1 from 18 years ago look like it's a bunch of choir girls compared to what they've done now. Like giving $2.7 million to Cash and Gary Bredefield's little buddy and his chief of staff, Nicole's ex-boss. These people are no goddamn good. The ones that point and bark the loudest and everybody else is corrupt. Oh my God, the county's corrupt, this is corrupt. They usually are the ones that are the worst. Okay? So just to keep you abreast of everything, the last update is the house is now at celery green, which is off spec from its original color. It should be an eggshell white. That is what Queen Anne homes were. They were all white. And very beautiful, by the way. This was a beautiful neighborhood. Little girl, I would just run up and down here and run down to the bakery for my grandmother. We never worried about someone hurting me or abducting me. And our families are everything to us. Because without our kids, we have no future. And that's what built our communities back up worldwide, was our children, those little orphans. From the 40 orphans of Ethiopia, to the orphans that went into Marseille, France, to Uruguay, 40,000 of them now there in Uruguay, to Argentina, to Mexico, one of them becoming the last ambassador of Mexico to the United States, Arturo Sarkanian. And you bet we'll be calling all those favors in. So I'm walking up to the O Street exit. This is where we hope we can put a visitor center, because we don't have a visitor center in Fresno anymore. No siree, because you know why? The water tower, the historical water tower downtown, was the location of our visitor center. But Miguel kicked it out when he turned it into a Mexican restaurant, the Frida Kahlo Cafe. It's your history. Look, they even have a sign that says, "For lease, Old Armenian Town, 80,000 square foot, 4-story Class A office building." Ain't gonna happen, Craig Capriati. Okay? Ain't gonna happen. Follow the law. Follow the lawsuit. So my grandmother's home was right here. As you can see, it's a dirt lot where her home was, and all of her beautiful relatives and neighbors that lived here. And they all called each other Kanami because they had no family. They were all slaughtered. And as you can see across the way, there is one of the Bitwise buildings, the honeycomb one. So we'll see what happens. Watch the onion peel back. Okay? And Dyer just doesn't get it. You have such a gem in Fresno of history. You've got the German Volga town, what remains of it. You have Little Italy, which still has the old Dante Club, some other buildings down in West Fresno. And then we have our beautiful Chinatown, which I gotta give you credit. They are really trying to fight back and do some great things in Chinatown. Miguel did sneak in the Monarch, a housing project where he just moves his constituents in these housing projects in his district. It's not stupid, but he is sloppy. They are doing a huge farmers market one time a month. The next one is going to be June 30th. I suggest you all go. Look at this. All these beautiful homes that were here. The fucking parking lot. This is what they think of us. This is what they think of our history and our culture. And our faith. These people usually don't even like the Christian faith either. And as I said, it's a small group, but they can be loud. And they break the law. So we'll see Mr. Richards and we'll see Mr. Anderson. We'll see the truth. Because it's going to be coming out, just like Bitwise. Okay? And I'm sure Marlene Murphy also helped at the Successors Agency with the sale of those old warehouses to be converted into workable spaces through Bitwise. I'm sure she originated that sale. I'm very positive of it, so let's just see. But again, the budget showed $662,000 budget for 3 fucking homes that'll probably fit comfortably 13 to 14 people in housing. Now, if I was any of those people, I don't think I'd want to live in a neighborhood where you're not wanted, okay? Go somewhere else. You're not welcome here, okay? They will be what they're intended to be, historical resources. And you can see why Miguel wants his hands on this. This is prime property right by the convention center, which was also Armenian homes at one time, okay? Don't let anybody ever take a knife to your soul, to your history, to who you are, and render you just insignificant. Miguel is the one that's insignificant. Okay? Okay, so I hope you guys are learning a lot here. Some of it I know I repeat, but I want you all to understand what the first right of refusal is, what eminent domain is, and the mismanagement of the city, and the corruption that goes all the way back to Operation Rezone number 1. I'm going to be dubbing this Operation Rezone 2, because this shit with Bitwise is going to come blowing up in their faces. It already is. Bye-bye.